ActiveCampaign tutorial. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing great and are having an amazing day. In this video, we're going to be talking about ActiveCampaign, and I'm going to be covering everything that you need to know to get started with the marketing automation tool ActiveCampaign. Okay? It's designed to guide you through literally everything from setting up your account to creating your first email campaigns and automations. So here's a quick rundown of what we will be covering in this tutorial. So first of all, I'm going to be telling you how you're going to set up your ActiveCampaign account, how to import and manage your contacts, how to connect ActiveCampaign to your website, how to create a custom landing page, how to send out email campaigns, and how to create automation workflows. And lastly, how to manage your actual leads in the ActiveCampaign CRM tool. So to save you some time with the whole sign-up process, I have provided a link in the description below. So please do make sure to check that out so you can get a free account trial, okay, started right now for yourself. So please do make sure to check that link out. So once you've clicked on that link and everything, you're going to be set to go. So the account setup is pretty simple. It's going to look pretty basic. So just go ahead and sign up with all the necessary deeds. And once you've done that, basically, we're going to get straight into the main whatnots. So it's going to look somewhat like this. So when you go through the whole sign up process, this is where it's going to take you. It's going to ask you to let's personalize your platform and experience, or how many prospects do you have? I'm going to go with this much. How many employees do you have? I'm going to go with 21 to 50. What is your, business holdings? What industry do you business in? I'm going to go with e-commerce, and then it's going to ask you to create a password for yourself. So I'm going to real quickly go ahead and do that. And once you do that, you're going to finally click on take to my account. So as you can see, the onboarding and the account setup process was really quick and really simple. And you can do the same thing by just going through the link that I provided in the description below. And yeah, basically that's going to set you up. So once that sets you up, basically what you're going to do from there is you're going to land on the getting started page on ActiveCampaign, where you're going to see this. So this is your basic ActiveCampaign dashboard. Okay. Now, once you've been taken inside of the ActiveCampaign dashboard, you're going to see that whenever you log into your ActiveCampaign account, on the left-hand side, we have the, ActiveCampaign tools, which you're going to use to create campaigns with the, automations, manage contacts, and you can go into each one of them and see how they work, because throughout the tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to work with them as well. And then on the left-hand side, you have apps over here to integrate things with each other. You have settings, and then you have your actual account if you want to sign out from here. And there's also, the support section over here that you can use to, get some help or support if you require any regarding ActiveCampaign. And there's a whole, plethora of features that surround ActiveCampaign. So we're going to be discussing all of it in this video. So trust me, ActiveCampaign does blow people's minds with the amount of features that it has and the amount of things you can do regarding marketing. So to start discussing them, first of all, we're going to go over to our settings. And in our settings, there's two main things that we want to do before we're able to send out email campaigns on ActiveCampaign. So let's first come over to Advanced. And once you come over to Advanced, here you have email domain verification. And you can type in the email, which will be seen as the sender email for every campaign that you send out. For example, my domain is, it needs to be a domain that you've already bought. It needs to be an existing domain so you can buy it through Hosting or Bluehost, GoDaddy, whatever you fancy. So it needs to be an actual existing domain that you're going to write over here. So once you write your domain, what's going to happen from there is you're simply going to add in the email, and you're going to submit it. So what it does is it then takes it for verification. That email has been sent to verify this domain. So you're simply going to go over to your email. You're going to verify that this domain actually works for you. And once you verify it, basically that's going to set your email senders up. So once you do that, your domains are going to be added down here, where they're going to let you know that, okay, this domain is verified, the verification status is done. And then down here, there's date and formats that you can use in your emails. So these are really important steps, because, you are going to need a sender's email address. Without a sender's email address, people won't know who's been sending them emails. So very important step. Please do make sure to go through with this. Now, once you have verified a domain, that increases your deliverability rates and your email campaign, and it also looks a lot more professional for your customers. So now moving on, the next thing that we're gonna add is we're gonna have addresses. So you're gonna need to add a physical business address that will then be visible at the bottom of every email campaign that you send out. This is pretty compulsory, so you're gonna need to add an address if you want to be able to send out email campaigns using ActiveCampaign. So let's just click on add an address, and it gives us this whole widget. So I'm obviously gonna be adding the whole thing. So I'm gonna add a company. So I'm just gonna call it Max Shoes. Then you have your whole address. Right now, I'm just going to add a random address, not going to give out my whole address. So, once you've added your address from there, what you're going to want to do is you're simply going to click on add address. And there you go. It adds your address over there. Then moving on, we're going to go to appearance. And once you come over to appearance, you are going to want to make sure that your ActiveCampaign branding is on, because that includes custom text and links, but you can turn it off if you want to. That totally depends on you. So moving on, once we've done that, let's go over to the ActiveCampaign dashboard. And over here, let's actually discuss how we are going to be working with the contacts, how we're going to import in contacts, different accounts, different lists and all. So for that, we're going to go over to our contacts over here. And once you go over to your contacts over there, they're gonna even let you know that you should let us handle migration for you. There you can clearly see. So currently we have one contact on ActiveCampaign, that is us ourselves. We who created the account using this email, we're the actual people, because I've not imported anything yet. Okay, so you can request a migration from other services or from your old marketing automation providers if you want to, but you can also manually import things. So to manually import contacts in bulk, you will need to have an Excel sheet of all your contacts, in one. So make sure to have that in your page. And, it also gives you all these other providers that you can choose. So you can use all these to import in your contacts, all these different providers that can automatically, take all your contacts from other providers and add them here. Or you can actually click on import from file. And once you click on import from file, it's gonna, ask you to upload an Excel sheet of your own. Okay, so obviously if you have any CSV sheet, so, let's say I have these CSV samples. I'm going to add these in. I'm going to add that CSV sample into the import. And what that does is, as you can see, it starts adding all the CSV samples. So look at this: email address, first name, phone, subscribe date, and all these things. Once you have a proper field sectioning in this, you're just going to click on import, and it actually starts importing the list of contacts. So as you can see, import complete. Now, moving on, that's obviously how you can import it through Excel. So let's talk about how we're going to actually add a contact by hand. So this is obviously a more slower method. So you can add contacts one by one, by just going through and adding their name one by one. Like, it's not a bulk import, so this will take you more time, I believe, but it should be fine because, in the case of bulk imports, I would recommend the CSV input, but in case you want to just add one or two accounts, then just do it through manual adding. And as you add a manual contact, there you go. So you have a manual contact added as well as other contacts. So, you can add providers just like this in the easiest way. And then there's also lists, okay? And in the lists, you can create, different templates of people that you want to add. So, let's say we have 50 contacts now, and from those 50 contacts, 20 of them could be in the master contact list. And then you can add another list, which could be for, your sales lead. So sales lead could be 25, and then the other 25 could be in the marketing list. So lists are pretty good as well to help you through the, assignment and the arrangement of contacts. So please do make sure to use lists wisely as well, because it just helps you get you could say, get the workings of your design correctly. Now, moving on, what's going to happen is, once you've added your contacts and once you've imported your contacts, you're obviously going to need to manage your contacts. So let's say I'm going to come over to contacts over here. Now, again, you can edit them all in bulk if you want to, but you can also manage them differently. So let's say I'm going to come over to these contacts in this section. And once you come over to these contacts, first of all, comes the importing. You can add tags in them. You can add tasks for them. Now, tags are basically, if this person is on more priority and if you want them to do more things, you can add them to the higher priority by adding a tag on them. You can add more fields into their general details. You can add a task as well. You can let them know that this task is marketing. Okay, it's a marketing task. The task type is, call, email, lunch, meeting, whatever you want. I'm gonna go with the email assigned to, Max Johnson, the person that I clicked on, and then you're gonna click on save task. So the contact that we just added, we saved the task that we need to do marketing email, and Max Johnson needs to do it. So that's how you can start assigning tasks to different people as well. And moving on, you can send a whole campaign to this person as well to actually, save your time and to just work through the easy bits of importing your contacts. So yeah, that's mainly about it when it comes to managing your contacts and importing them. It's pretty simple. And if you want to, again, import bulk of contacts, then just go with an Excel or CSV file. But if you want to import them one by one, it should be pretty simple. So once we've actually talked about formats, then we're going to move on to something more interesting, something like landing pages, forms, and all those things, which basically generate leads. Okay. They're going to bring out customers. They're a great marketing tool. And trust me, they're going to work wonders for you when it comes to actually gaining your contacts. Okay. Now, there's one way to add contacts, but there's also another way where you can gain leads by yourself. Like you don't have to go out and add them yourself. So for that, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to website. You're going to go over to website. And once you go over to website, obviously over here, you get a few things like forms, pages, content, sites, messages, site tracking, etc. So first of all, let's go over to forms. So here you can see turn visitors into valuable leads and automate their customer experience. So you're going to basically create forms that are going to pop up onto your pages or, whatever marketing platform you're using. And, you can add in fields for people to add in their names, their emails, their contacts, all those things that will be obviously implemented onto your website. And you can start working with that. So let's go ahead and click on create a new form. And you're going to call this, I'm just going to call this sign up form. Okay. And once you do that, you're going to choose a form style. It could be an inline form. That inline forms are basically a form that just comes right between the design, right between divisions of a website or a page. Then there's floating bar. Floating bar is basically if, it just pops up. Then there's floating box, which also pops up. Floating bar is mainly for your headers. Floating box pops up at the bottom right of your screen. And model is, your general pop-up. Like someone's just using the website and it just pops up in front of you that, hey, subscribe to this list. So right now I'm just going to go with inline form. And basically your inline form can do different things. So I'm going to keep it on subscribe to a list right now. Which list? I'm going to go master contact list. And finally, click on create. Now, once you click on create, it gives us a very well-developed template that you can start off with. So it gives us a subscribe for, email updates and everything type of list. And in that list, it's pretty easy to work around with this. So first of all, there's all these things. And as you can see, sign up form up here. So subscribe for email updates. You can add a descriptive message, etc., etc. So I'm going to go over here and start editing this. Now to actually start editing this, you're going to click on the page you want to edit. So I'm going to write subscribe for discount codes. This is to actually bring in the users to work with your page. Then you can ask for their name, you can ask for their email. Now, moving on, you can actually add a field that you want. So let's say you also want a phone number. So you can add that right under here, and look at that, that adds a field. And you can make this field compulsory if you want to. Like, as you can see, the email field is compulsory because, we want to email people. So you can make that compulsory. And then there's phone as well. So as you can see, phone is not compulsory, but I do need to make my full name field compulsory because I need the names and email. The phone is, it's a 50-50. If you want to add it, you can. If you don't, it's all for you. So just, work through all of these things. You can also add a CAPTCHA to see if this is not some type of bot or spams. We don't want that. Then moving on, you can go over to styling, and in the styling section, you can actually change the layout of the whole design. So let's say I want it to be in vertical fields. I'm going to keep it at that. Then you can change the background color of your actual design. So let's say I'm going to go with a bit of a gray color. Then there's the font color. You can change the font color to whatever you think is fit. So let's say I'm going to mess around with the design a bit. I'm going to go with a dark blue color on this, and I'm going to make the font go white. So, that looks like a, pretty nice font. You can change the overall font style as well. Like, let's say I want to change it to Georgia, looks pretty cool. Then once you've changed your font designs, you can increase the size of borders on your page. There's a corner radius that you can change. So, as you can see, it basically gives you these type of borders, which look pretty cool in my opinion. So I'm going to keep it like that. Then you can actually increase the ratio of the bordering as well, and you can keep different borders as well, like dashed borders, doubled borders. So this looks pretty professional, looks pretty cool, so I'm going to keep it at that. Then you can increase the width of borders if you want to. You can make your form look bigger. Then there's the button, which is your submit button. Okay, you can change the color of that as well to match with your actual design. So let's say I'm going to keep it green. Okay, and once you do that, you can change the color of the borders as well. You can turn off ActiveCampaign branding. As you can see, it says marketing by ActiveCampaign. If you want to remove that, you can simply do this, and look at that. That's what it's going to do. Then moving on, there's also options. So on submit, when someone actually submits the page, what are they going to see? So on submit, you can either show a thank you message, which is obviously an automated message that they're already set up for you. So you can give them a whole message. So as you can see, when someone signs up, they're going to get this message like, thank you for signing up, etc., etc. Or you can open up a new URL, which will redirect people to some other page. So let's say if you have a landing page, you can redirect them to the open URL, add the link to the landing page here, and they're going to be redirected to that. And in my opinion, that works pretty well as well. So you can do that for yourself if you want to. But I'm just going to keep it pretty basic, and I'm going to keep it on a thank you page. So thank you for signing up. You will start getting your codes as soon as a new discount spree starts. So, just write something like that on the thank you page. And then obviously when someone subscribes, as I told you, lists are really important for pages. So that's what lists are for. When someone subscribes to your list, they're going to be added to whatever list you've created. So let's say I have the master contact list. I'm just going to keep it there. And, if someone writes a blank field over something, you can allow it. This allows blank fields to overwrite existing field data. This applies to text inputs and all. I'm going to turn that off because I don't really want a blind field. I want people to actually add everything properly. And once you do that, you're going to finally, once you've done creating your form, you're going to click on integrate. Now, as you click integrate, it starts giving you the options to integrate your actual form. So first of all, it gives you the simple embedded link. So this is the simple embed link that you can use. This is the full embedded style link that you can use. Then there's a link to your basic website. So let's say I'm going to copy this. You can hyperlink this to other websites that you have. So let's say I hyperlink this to some specific website and people are going to come over here. So subscribe for discount codes, etc., and people are going to add their necessary data and detail, and it should be good for them. Then there's the WordPress inlining as well. You can add it to your Facebook if you want to. And then there's obviously the basic embedding, okay? And the basic embedding is pretty simple as well. So you can do that for yourself. Now, when it comes to actually adding on WordPress, what you're going to do is, wait, let me show you. I'm going to click on save and exit. To add it on WordPress, it needs to be a bit, technical. So for this, you're going to go into settings. And once you go into settings, you're going to go into developer. And once you go to developer, here we can see API access. So the URL for API access, what you're going to do is you're going to copy this API URL and you're going to actually paste it in your, WordPress. So first of all, you're going to paste the API URL to, actually link ActiveCampaign to this, and then you're going to link the API key. And once you link both of these things, basically what that will allow you to do is that it will actually allow you to connect the workings of your ActiveCampaign and your WordPress. So these are the more in-depth technicalities that you're going to have to go through when it comes to working with WordPress. But if you have any other website provider, it should be a piece of cake. Just copy the code and add in, like, let's say if it's on Shopify, you can add it through the custom liquid. If it's on GoDaddy, you can add it through the HTML code section. So pretty easy stuff. So let's say if we're over here and someone actually, signs up for our form. So I'm going to sign up for a form over here. Let's say a person named John. is signing up with our form with their email. And, you're also going to see that if we don't enter email or anything, they are going to give an error. Like they're going to be like, hey, you need to enter your email. Like if I don't submit my phone, you see, that doesn't give an issue. So there you go. Thanks for signing up. You will start getting your codes as soon as a new discount spree starts. So you can see, pretty incredible. It creates the form really nicely. And if you want to see the workings of your actual form, we're going to come up to forms over here. And right now it says 0 entries. So I'm going to reload the page real quick. And you're going to be able to see that it actually adds the entries that are going to come towards your form, which is a pretty nice way to keep track of what's going on with your page. And you can actually see the statistics of how things are working. You can edit your forms in different ways and a whole lot more. So once we've created a form, let's actually discuss on how we're going to create a landing page. So for creating a landing page, you're going to stay in the website section and you're going to come over to pages over here. Now, a landing page is actually a very great way to gain leads as well, because a landing page is a standalone page that people come to actually, see what you have to offer to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on create a new page over here. And once you click on create a new page, it's going to bring you to the actual editorial section. And, let's just stop and think to ourselves, like, you're seeing all the features and all the workings that we have on ActiveCampaign. They're pretty incredible, right? And most of the things that were provided, you can tell that it's an all-in-one platform. It's an all-in-one marketing platform. It's great for your campaigning, great for your email marketing, great to gain leads and everything. And it's a pretty good in general outlook of how you can market things. Now, if you want to get all these marketing tools for yourself for free for 14 days, then please do make sure to click the link in the description below, because that link will take you straight to the whole marketing bit and you will not regret this. So please do make sure to check the links out. So once you've checked the link out, created a free trial, you're going to get 14 days, as you can clearly see. And once you've gotten 14 days, you can actually start working with the main things for this. So as you can see, we start getting templates when it comes to creating a page. And, you're going to want to go to pages that have more views of landing pages. So when it comes to asset download, these are more of your landing pages. Okay, these give more of a vibe of a landing page. So I'm going to go with this asset download, and I'm going to go on use this template. Now, once you click on use this template, it basically starts loading. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start working with that. Now, as you wait for things to load up, first of all, it's going to ask you to name your page. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add and call this page free page. Okay. Once you call it that, you're going to just go ahead and click on save, and it's going to take you to the template of the actual landing page. So this brings you to your landing page builder, and you're going to, actually use it to create any type of landing page you want. And you can see that the builder is really similar to other builders that you may have used. If you have used other drop and drag builders, then you're going to see that it's pretty similar to all of them, more similar to, things like GoDaddy and stuff. But if you haven't, trust me, it's going to be a walk in the park for you. Because simply, what you're going to do over here is, first of all, you're going to drag these things. So let's say if you want to add sections where you want to add some content, you can add sections over here, and then you can start adding components in this section. So components are, your text, your buttons, your images. So let's say I'm going to add a text in this. And you can actually, write things like discounts like never before. Okay, because Black Friday is around the corner, and it would make sense, to give people Black Friday discounts. And then you can bold this text. I'm going to centralize it, alignment. There we go. You can change the font. You can change the letter spacing as well. I'm going to italicize it just to give it a standout look. Turn it into a heading. I'm going to make it a bit smaller. There we go. So you're going to add, content like this for yourself. So adding sections will let you add divisions of content. Then moving on, you have different headlines that you can add. Then buttons are a pretty well-known way to add your mockup. So, here it says type your primary CTA over here. So obviously my CTA, or my click to action, is going to be a click here for your codes. Okay. And down here, I am going to add in discount. I'm just gonna add that over here, and obviously this is gonna be my click on or CTA, or click on to action. And if people click on this, they're gonna be redirected to whatever page I want them to go to. And as I said, that's great for engagement. It's great to actually gain a good number of followers, because if they click on this, you can hyperlink this page to some set type of page. So, it's a pretty good input of things. And what you're going to do is you can actually change the positioning of all of this. So I'm going to just make this a bit smaller, and I'm going to I'm going to add some padding to that so we have some distance. And look at that. So you can just edit things around just like this, and it gives you a whole pretty nice editorial idea of how things work. So once you've created your whole landing page and you've, set your themes and stylings and all, from there, what you're going to want to do is you're simply just going to go ahead into publish page. And once we go into publish page, it's going to give us all these widgets where we can add links, hyperlink this to some other page, or we can get our very own domain for this page, or you can even save it as a template that you may want to use in the future. But I'm just going to keep on editing a bit more, okay, because I want to work out with the designs in the back. So I'm going to make this a bit green, okay, and then we're going to change the color palettes for this as well. Let's say I'm going to go into these color palettes. You can add different types of designs. You can change the fonts for the overall section. And look at that. It changes the forms. You can add the mockups for whatever you're trying to sell. Obviously, in our case, it's discount codes. But what are the discount codes for? Whatever your brand is, whatever you're marketing, you can add that over here. And it gives a pretty good general idea of how you're going to make things work when it comes to your landing pages. And the fun part about this is that you can actually add an inline form in this. So our inline form that we already have, I'm going to add it here. And you can either build a new form for yourself, but I'm going to use an existing form, and look at that. That's your sign up form. So you can actually add that form in here. So that's why I was telling you why forms are so important, because they actually help you to work around here and there, and they can be used in a wide variety of sections when it comes to your all-in-one marketing platform and your pages. So you can add your very own forms over here, and once you add your forms over here, you can create a new form for this as well as in a landing page form. It works the same way that we created our other forms, or you can just add your subscribe for discount codes form over here and add a CTA. So people can go with whatever they want. And once you've done all of that, finally click on publish page. And here you can see it actually creates a URL for your page. You can save this as a template if you want to create same things like this later on. And what you're going to do is you're going to finally click on publish. Now, as we click on publish, it basically takes us over here. So here it says your page was successfully published. Click below to see a live view of this page. So obviously we're going to do just that to get an idea of what this page is like. So as you can see, there's my mockups, there's my covers and all. So if I click on discount code, obviously people will be redirected to whatever page I hyperlink this to, and people can actually add their names in this form as well. So, it creates a pretty good general outlook of all of this. It's pretty incredible. And as I told you, someone actually adds things into your leads, they're going to come over here. So look at this. I added John Leahy in my forms, and look at that. johnleahy@gmail.com has been added to my contacts. So how cool is that? It's a really good general idea of how things are going to work with each other. Everything is correlated when it comes to your all-in-one marketing. So just keep all of that in mind. Now, moving on, now that we've created a landing page, let's actually go into a funnel page. Okay, a funnel page is basically your basic sales funnel. So sales funnel is a general map that you create for, your sales. It's a general template that you create. So basically, we're going to be talking about how you're going to make that, and it's going to be pretty easy. So let's just walk ourselves through this. So you're going to go to any design. Again, I'm going to go to some asset download. So let's say I'm going to go with this one. And once you go with asset download, again, you're going to rename your page to actually, a funnel page. So I'm just going to wait for things to load up. And again, as I said, funnels are pretty important for your marketing as well, because they create a very good general outline map of how your page works. So I'm going to just write funnel over here and click on save. You can obviously edit it as your funnel if you want to, but I'm not going to go through it a lot. I'm just going to click on publish page right now. And trust me, it's going to make sense when I work with this, okay? So here you can see your page was successfully published live. I'm going to go to my forms. I'm going to go back to my pages again. So what you're going to do is, the page you have over here, what you're going to do is you're going to copy out the URL from this page. Again, I'm just going to go into pages, not the actual templates. And once you go into your pages, here we are. So over here, as I told you, what you're going to do is you're going to go into the funnel that you took. You're going to get the URL for this. Okay, I'm going to copy that. You're going to go over to your forms, and remember that we made a sign up form, right? So you're going to click on edit, and you're actually going to hyperlink the funnel page to this. So let's say you want to hyperlink it to submit. Okay, so how are we going to do that? You're going to basically go into options, and you can do open URL and then just paste the URL for your funnel page, and there you go. So now I'm just gonna save and exit this. Just copy the link to show you that it actually works. Okay, save and exit. And once we do that, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna paste and go to this. And once we go to this, etc., someone adds the fields, the necessary fields that are needed. And once we add the necessary fields, we're gonna click on submit. And once we click on submit, look at that. They're going to be redirected to this funnels page. So how incredible is that? That's why we need a sales funnels page to, increase our marketing and create steps to correlate with each other. Now, moving on, once we've discussed all of that, let's actually go into campaigns. Let's talk about the actual campaigns, and we're going to go to the campaign designer. We're going to create customized email campaigns that keep you in front of your audience and treat every contact like they're your most important with just a few clicks. So over here, you're going to click on create your first campaign, and we're actually going to go ahead and name our campaign. So let's say I'm going to call it newsletter. Okay. And once you do that, you're going to select a campaign type. There's different types, there's standard, automated, autoresponder, split testing, RSS trigger, data-based. All these have their different usages. So in standard, you can just send a regular one-time email campaign. In automated, you can create custom sequences of actions and conditions. Then you have your responder where, an automated campaign will send after someone subscribes. You have split testing, RSS triggering, date-based, and a whole lot more. So, pretty basic things to get your head around. And it's pretty easy to get a general idea of how all of this works. So it depends on whatever kind of campaigning you want to go with. Most people just go with standard or automated, but you can go with the rest of these if you want to, test out the fields. So I'm going to go with the standard for now and click on next. And again, as I mentioned before previously in the video, again, if you want to use these features, please do make sure to click the link in the description below to get all these features free for 14 days. And then you can obviously opt for the other plans as well. But get the 14 days free to get a standard outlook of how things work on ActiveCampaign. But yeah, once we've done that, we're going to come to our campaigning. You're going to choose your list that you want to go ahead with, and you're going to click on next. List is, again, where all the contacts that are going to go through this email campaigning list are going to arrive, okay? So once we've done that, here it says choose a template type. So in the template type, you get email designer, text only, or custom HTML. Custom HTML is for the people who actually know code or maybe have a code off of GitHub or something like that, and they want to implement that. But I wouldn't personally go with that because, we have a top-notch email designer, which is pretty incredible. You can also go with text only, which is, just basic texts like any other email. But you can go with email designer, which I would hugely prefer because you can add images, you can add coloring, you can add a whole layout, and it's just much better. So obviously we have a newsletter, so I'm going to go with this newsletter layout over here. You're going to add in your name. So from Max Johnson, my name, you're going to add in the from email. Okay, so as you can see, there's my from email. This is obviously my sender's email, and this is the domain that I added, remember? So this is all those necessary bits of information. Then once you have done that, from there, what you're going to want to do is you're going to add an email subject. What is the subject? What do you want to talk about? What is the newsletter about? So I'm going to add in these are the latest discounts that we have. Okay, so that's your subject line. And once you do that, click on continue. And that's actually going to get you into the structural designing. So over here, it's gonna, ask you to give people a few things to work with. And when it comes to giving people things to work with, we're just gonna wait for the whole template to fully load up. And once the template loads up, as you can see, you have your structures, blocks, and it already adds things for you. So first of all, you have the logo. You have the logo of, whatever picture you want to actually market. And as I told you, email designer is much better because you can add a whole layout for yourself. A person would more likely look at an email like this than all text, because it gives them a clear idea of how something works in an email. So once you do that, you're going to basically go ahead and add an image by clicking on change image. So you can upload an image for yourself if you want to, or you can upload any other corresponding image. So let's say I have this image over here. It's a pretty nice conservative image, and it could be discounts for, my art or my NFTs. So I'm going to upload this image telling people that, hey, we have discounts on the NFTs, so please do make sure to check them out. And once we can see this file is done uploading, I'm going to click on select image. And once you click on select image, it's going to apply this image straight into your design. And there we go. So that's how you can add images. And then here it says give them highlights, but don't give them everything. You're going to tell them what is great about your page, or what is great about, whatever you're marketing, whatever you're trying to tell them, whatever you're trying to sell to them. You're going to give them the details of all of it. So once you've given them the details of everything, from there on out, what is going to happen is you can also add different sectionings for yourself. So obviously, to add sections, first of all, you have structures, and you can add structures of things up here. So let's say, I want to add some type of content above this as well. And to add content, again, you can go into your blocks, and in the blocks you get all these things, like you can add a button, a spacer, a banner. You can add in your socials as well, where people can be redirected to your actual socials. You can add images or text. So let's say I'm going to add a text line over here. Okay. And again, you're going to edit this text line. I'm going to centralize it, make it bold. And once we make it bold, let's go ahead and add the necessary things. So let's say I'm going to add NFT discount spree. I'm just going to write that. And once you've written that, make it bold. Then there's your sizing. Okay, you can change the background color and the general color of the text as well if you want to. So there we go, NFT discount spree. So, just create a good in general lookout of the campaign. And then you have your hyperlink button over here, which obviously if people click on your email newsletter or email campaign, they're going to be redirected to a new page. And obviously the button can read something different, like it could read check out more, or click me, or check more, something like that. So they can check more about your discount codes. And then you can actually hyperlink people. And obviously you can hyperlink them to the funnel page that we had. So I'm just gonna go ahead. There we go. So that's gonna obviously hyperlink people to the funnel that we created. I'm going to keep this over here. Then obviously you can edit more things about this as you go ahead on. So once you've created a good newsletter for yourself and you think it's good enough, you're simply going to save it and click on next. So once you click on next, what it does is it takes you to the campaign summary. It actually tells you about all the things that your campaign holds, all the things that your campaign will let you know about. So first of all, there's the subject. So here's our subject. These are the latest discounts that we have. Pre-header text is basically a snippet of text that appears after the email subject line. If this field is left blank, the first line of your email will display. Okay, so I'm not really much into pre-header text, so I'm just going to keep that blank. And obviously, the first line of my email is NFT discounts, so I'm just going to keep it at that. Then you have the sender's email address, as you can see over here. So again, make sure to verify it, because without verifying it, you will not be able to campaign yourself. You add the lists of where the people are going to be added. When someone actually opts for your email, where are they going to be added? So I'm going to keep them in the master contact list. Then the address of your actual business, which will appear in the bottom of the email. Then you have options over here. So open read tracking. Obviously you have automations. Now currently I don't have any automations, but we are going to set automations up in the further of the video. So please do make sure to keep watching. Then you have link tracking, where you can, track an actual link. Basically link tracking is also pretty helpful, where you can track a contact when he or she clicks a link in your email. Then you have reply tracking, where you can track a contact's replies to your actual email. Okay, so you can turn that on if someone replies to you, but normally you have connected your Gmail, you should generally get a notification on your Gmail telling you that, hey, this person has replied to your email, please check it out. Then moving on, you have Google Analytics, where you can use Google Analytics for in-depth insight into various tracking metrics for yourself. You have campaign archives, which are pretty well used as well, which is if they're set to public, this campaign will be included in a public list of past sent campaigns. You have your scheduling, where you can schedule a set time for when these emails are sent. You can send an actual test email to yourself to actually see if this email is good enough, to actually see if this email works properly. You have the preview of the email, so you can see how the client will preview your email. So to test this email, obviously you're going to need to upgrade everything. But yeah, you're just going to go into the compatibility preview. You're going to see how it looks on Gmail. You're just going to wait for it to test out. And once it does, you're going to be pretty good to go. So you can also see the spam check if there's any issues that's going to give you in the bottom. So it says we found potential issues. First of all, sender email is commonly abused end user mail provider. And from gmail.com does not match received headers. So you're just going to fix these reviews. And once you fix these potential issues, you're simply going to click on save and exit. And that will create a campaign. Okay, that will create an email campaign that you can actually start sending out to people and, start gaining actual leads and drafts for yourself. So pretty easy and pretty well off, right? Now, to get more into this, remember when I said that we're going to be talking about automations, because I still haven't talked about automations. So let's go into automations. Obviously, these features that you can see, like automations and campaigns, these aren't features that you can get on other platforms and for free as well. So, ActiveCampaign is the best all-in-one marketing platform in my opinion. Okay. And I would for sure recommend you people to use it and check it out. So again, to use all of these features, please do make sure to use the link in the description below that you can use to get 14 days free for yourself in the easiest, most simplest way possible. Now, to head more deep into the analysis, you can come to the automation builder. So welcome to the automation builder. Automation is like getting an extra employee without needing an extra desk, and you don't need to be a tech wizard to use automation. And that's totally true. It's a basic drag and drop builder. And for that, we're just going to click on create an automation and get into the automated parts. Now, an email automation in the start, for some people, it could be a bit funny to look at because it's not the most common thing. It's a very out of the blue thing. So first of all, you're going to choose what kind of email automation do you want? Product interest tagging, engagement tagging, site tracking, abandoned cart, etc. So in this case, I'm going to go with the interest tagging. Okay, so tag contacts repeatedly visit a product page on your website. So I'm going to go with this. And we're going to click on continue. So, if you have a website and someone keeps on checking out one single product, so let's say I go on Nike.com and I keep checking out the new Air Jordans that have just arrived in the store, then obviously they're going to see a recurring pattern that, okay, this person might actually be interested in buying this, but they might not be buying it because of the hefty price. So they might keep coming to check the product out to see if there's any discount or any sales. So you can set some special discounts for these things, and for that, you can make an automation. So automation setup wizard, you're going to click on get started. So first of all, you're going to turn on site tracking, okay? So without site tracking, you will not be able to use your automation. So please do make sure to set in your site tracking. You can set in your site tracking through your settings over here. So site tracking connects your marketing and sales process to your website activity by tracking web pages and their visits by contacts in real time. And in addition, site tracking also provides deeper visitor details when using conversations. So I'm going to just turn this on. And once you've turned this on, you're simply going to click on next. So my site tracking is on, so we're good to go. Now it takes you to the if else code. So if else is basically a type of a recurring loop, okay? It's recursive, and a lot of people use this for themselves in the easiest way. So if else is basically if someone does this, then you should do this, else you can do that, okay? So to explain it in much easier terms, if, contact with the, a certain name has visited, or if this person is subscribed to this list, okay, at least one list. So if this person is subscribed to this list, and so first of all, there's the and condition. So a person needs to, in the and condition, they need to be subscribed to this list and this list. or this condition at least. So if this person is subscribed to this list and has visited your domain 16 plus times, or let's say 2 to 5 times, then obviously you can add a new segment group. So I'm just gonna go ahead and again add the domain that we had. So obviously I'm just gonna go ahead, add the necessary domain that is needed over here. There we go. Now, exact URL. So this could be if this person has subscribed to this list and has visited my URL, or it could be or. So any one of these needs to be applied. So I'm just gonna go with and click on next. So obviously in this case, the person who is getting this automated code needs to do both of the conditions fulfilled. So if they're doing this, else they have visited, or maybe they have the email address, let's say John Leahy, because John Leahy is obviously, it could be an else condition for a customer that is, pretty old and they've done this a lot. So you can add an else condition for that. And obviously, according to that, it creates a whole roadmap for your automation. So this is your product interest tagging automation where, it implements your if or else codes into your map. So you don't really have to do a lot, because as you can see, it is pretty complicated, right? But to explain it in easier terms, this is basically your mapping. So to start things off, you have the if condition. So contact visits page, they're going to come here. Does the contact match the following condition? So this is the and condition that we wrote. So if he does, okay, you're going to come to yes, and you're going to add their tag in very interested product, and then end this automation. But if they don't follow this condition, then that will take the else node, okay? So else will take them over here, okay? And does the contact match the following condition? If they do, then add the interest in product. If they don't, then end the automation. So basically that's how if else works. Again, you can add different triggers to start this automation as well. So you can add different conditions over here as well by clicking on plus. So you can send emails, send site messages, send SMSs, send notification emails, transactional emails, and all. Then moving on, once you do all of that, you also have the general outlook of adding new triggers for yourself. You also have sending options where you can send emails, send site messages, send SMSs, send notification emails, one-on-one email. So these are all things that you can correlate with each other. As I said, in this all-in-one marketing platform, everything is linked to each other. Everything is correlated with each other. So please do make sure to get a general idea of all of this and how all of this works, okay? So it's pretty simple and pretty easy to get, your head around all of this. Then you can also use the AI builder, which we just used. So you can ask the AI builder to try any new node out. So these plus signs, these are nodes where you can create different pathways for each other. So once you've created an automation, you're simply going to click on active, and that will activate this automation for you. So from here on out, if any contact, actually goes through this phase, the automation will start occurring, and yeah, you're going to be good from there to go. So that's how you're going to create an automation. Now, finally, let's go ahead and talk about CRM and how you're going to manage CRM. CRM is basically your customer relationship management. So for that, we're going to come over to campaigns, okay? And CRM is a very important part of your marketing, okay? And we should never keep that out. So for that, what you're going to do is you're going to go in deals, and this is deals over here. So welcome to Deal CRM. Deal creation and management is now easier than ever. Complete customizable stages and even better drag and drop interface. So you're going to create different pipelines for yourself. So I'm just going to call this CRM test. Okay. You can add your default currencies, and also I'm going to just do that. And as you can see, it creates a CRM over here. You can start adding deals into your CRM. So deal title could be, let's say new deal for discount. It could be a new deal for discount. This deal value could be, let's say $100. You can add in a description and the account that will actually get this deal. So I'm just going to add the account that this deal is going to pop up for. And once you do that, you're going to see if this contact is available in your list. And obviously, there we go. So you're going to just assign them to this, and you're going to click on add deals. So as you can see, it's going to add deals. And if this person is contacted, you can actually switch their contact into these different things. So it's basically a Kanban board where you can switch things around, which is pretty simple. And you can actually keep a pretty good overview of how your CRM works. And trust me, as I stated before, a CRM is a very important part of your marketing phase and marketing platforms, because customer relationship management is basically a technology for managing all of your company's relationships and interactions with customers and potential customers. So the goal is simple: to improve business relationships, and a CRM style helps companies stay connected to customers, streamline processes, and improve your profitability. So it's a pretty good general outlook of how your customer management is going to work. And it's great, as I said previously, for your marketing as well. So just work with this as well as you want to. Then obviously you can switch from deals to tasks as well. Now, obviously, I have tasks like email marketing, which is basically my campaigning that I set up. So I've assigned a task to, let's say, John over here, that you need to work on the email marketing, and that takes me to contacts. So again, as I said, everything is correlated with each other. Everything works along with each other. It's a whole if else condition loop when it comes to working with ActiveCampaign. So please do keep in mind these management things when it comes to managing all the marketing widgets in your page. So finally, moving on, that's the general idea of how the whole CRM gig works. You're simply going to come over to deals and start creating deals and adding deals. You can also import deals. Again, it's the same way that you can import the contacts. And let's say you have any other marketing provider that you used to work on and that had deals, okay? So you can import deals and have that deals existing in a deals file. So you can again import a CSV document of your deals, and before uploading any deals, make sure your CSV file contains the following. So you get pipeline, stage, deal title, deal owner, contact. So, have the necessary pipelines that you need to work with. And once you get those necessary pipelines, yeah, it's a pretty overall common job from there to, get into your marketing. So basically, that's technically about it for this tutorial, because ActiveCampaign has all these features to provide, and these are most of the things that ActiveCampaign gives you. You can, one last thing to give you while you leave is your basic analytics section. So here are your reports and analytics, and over here you can actually get reports of the different things that you've been setting up. So let's say I want analytics about my form performance, how many people have actually opted to my form. You can check it through your analytics, and under your form performance, you can go up to sign up forms. And if anyone has actually opted for my sign up forms, I'm going to start seeing them over here. So yeah, again, as a general outlook of how things on ActiveCampaign work, and it's pretty simple. So ActiveCampaign has created several campaign types to simplify your marketing automation, and you can use standard, automated, autoresponder, split testing, RSS triggered, and date-based campaigns over a variety of specialized options, and use it to run your all-in-one marketing platform. Okay, so that's the general idea of all of it, and that is basically how we're supposed to use ActiveCampaign. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to use ActiveCampaign for yourself, for your very own marketing, then please do make sure to check out the link in the description below, because that link will provide you a free 14-day trial. Okay, and in those 14 days, you can experience the whole gig of ActiveCampaign and how it works. Okay, you get the full idea of everything, and trust me, it helps you tons. So please do make sure to check it out so you can get the common idea. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So thank you for watching all the way till the end, and I will see all of you next time. Goodbye.